move on, ladies and gentlemen.
You got it. You know what to do.
Hello. Hi everyone, my name's Michael. Most people call me Smitty, and I am 2 days out from my first powerlifting competition. I am competing at the Summer Classic at Peninsula Barbell in Somerville, Victoria. It's a sanctioned competition, part of GPC. I have competed at a sanctioned event before. It was a push-pull with GPC. For those that don't know, that's a max bench press and a max deadlift. That was back in 2017. And I think in 2015, I might have done a novice competition there as well, where you don't have to wear the soft suit or the onesie, and you don't have to weigh in. But this will be my first sanctioned full 3-lift powerlift competition. 2 days out, I thought I would share my experiences for no other reason than the idea popped in my head and excited me. So we pick up this video. We've got two main stories running here, guys. First story is making weight. So I am competing in the under 75 kilo category. I currently have 1.5 kilos to drop tonight, which I'll make a separate video about, but I got some sweating to do. That shouldn't be a problem. The other problem, guys, is that I hurt my back last Tuesday. So maybe 12 days out from competition, I hurt my back. It was getting better and better, and I was confident that I'd be able to hit pretty close to the weights that I wanted to hit. If I couldn't hit them, I would be disappointed, but I'd be able to get pretty close. And then Tuesday just gone. I must have slept terribly on my slept on my front. I woke up Wednesday morning, could not walk, could not move, struggled to bend over. Yesterday, I thought I would see how bad things are, and I could not lift 120 kilos off the floor without pain. And a couple of weeks ago I hit 240 or 245 kilos in training, and I was actually hoping to hit 260 kilos on the sumo deadlift at competition, and yesterday I can't lock out 120. So pretty disappointing. They're the two main stories. Do I compete? Do I bother trying to make weight when I'm going to rock up to the competition and not be able to lift almost anything? So I've gone up and down through the motions the last couple of days, but I've decided to compete. The main reason for competing was to challenge myself to make a new weight category. I've never weighed in less than 80 for a competition before. I lied. I've competed under 80, but I weighed in for a strongman comp at about 78 once in 2021 when I was very light. I was dieting this November and December and hadn't quite got into the conditioning that I wanted to get to. So I thought I want to continue this diet for another month, and then I thought about powerlifting in the under 75 kilo category, and I thought that would give me a good goal, a good reason to keep dieting, and then get some photos and videos at the competition when I'm at my leanest, and it would just kind of end that diet phase, and I'd lift a 260 kilo sumo deadlift, or 250 I was thinking at the time, and it'll just be a nice little thing that I did, right? But it hasn't quite worked out that way. Well, we don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, mainly this video is just going to be about me sharing my experiences. I haven't had the experiences yet, so I don't know what's going to happen. But for the most part, guys, I'm going to share a little bit about my weight cut tonight. This morning, I was able to squat 50 kilos and deadlift 50 kilos pretty much without pain. Like I was conscious of what I was doing, but I'd say pain-free. I didn't go any heavier than that. That's just about making weight, and then I'll see what I can do on the day, share the experiences with you guys, and it is what it is. I've just had my last meal. It's about 4:30 Friday night. I've had 2 eggs with some cherry tomatoes. I'm about to go have my first bath. I'm going to make it about 40 minutes, as hot as I can handle, and see if I can get a big drop on this one, get things started. And here we go. Let's make weight. Okay, I'm about to have my first bath. I've got a 30-minute video to watch. I've got some magnesium and Epsom salts in. I'm going to make it as warm as I can handle. This first bath, I'm going to aim for 40 minutes, or I'm going to do 40 minutes no matter what. And I'm going to push to be a little bit uncomfortable. I want to get as much out of this first bath as I can. I don't want to be too comfortable. I want to sweat. So maybe the last 10 minutes I'll really push hard. What was I, 76.4, so I'm really hoping for a minimum of 400 grams on this one. I've had water today, I've had coffees today. I feel pretty watery, so hopefully it comes out nice and easy. And I'm hoping for 3 baths to get down to 75. Maybe I should psych up for 4, but I'd love to push hard for 3. But we'll see, whatever it takes, we're just gonna make it happen and I'll share how it goes.
Sabathia sets. Here it is. Swinging a bouncer. Double play ball. JJ second. Relay.
Like Bob Uecker's age, but also 99 reverse. These are the 2 numbers found in the gematria of the moon, 90 and 99. And it's appropriate, I guess, that I'm sharing this information since my last name, Tagore.
Hey everyone, just relaxing here in the bedroom. I've done 1 hot bath and we're down to 75.1. Huge drop, never experienced anything like that in a weight cut. I didn't even do a massive water load for this one. That's a big drop. All I can think of is the way that I've been eating, the high carb diet. I just think I've got a big backlog of glycogen, just holding a lot of carbs, holding a lot of glycogen, which means holding a lot of water, which means, yeah, when I push pretty hard, the water just wants to come out, or there's plenty to come out. That also makes sense why there were parts while dieting where my weight didn't drop as fast as I expected and as fast as it felt. As weird as it sounds, like I'd wake up some days, I'm normally pretty good at guessing what I weigh and what I should weigh based on my activity level and what I've eaten, and I ended up being a bit off quite a few times on this diet. So I think I was holding a lot of water. Not complaining, guys, stoked. So 75.1 on my scales. Normally on a calibrated set of scales, that will get me to like 74.8. So I'm pretty much at weight right now. Not to mention that weigh-in's not for another 16 hours or something. I'm gonna have a small dinner. I don't know what yet. I'm gonna have a small dinner. I might have an icy pole and some marshmallows and stuff. I might just snack all night and have another bath. It's good for my back anyway, having the bath. I've saved things to listen to and I've saved things to do on my phone. So I'm just gonna keep having the baths and push pretty hard. And if it means that I can keep eating and get through the night. Another important thing is I really want to wake up and have a coffee in the morning. I've got weigh-ins not till 10. I'm coaching a class at Wolf at 8. So I thought if I could have a coffee at 7, just so that I'm energized and upbeat during that class. I'm gonna go eat something. I don't know what. All right. Yeah, you can see we got a very decent sweat on. Normally I would not allow it to stay like this, just doing that for the camera. That's all sweat. I haven't been up to there. So that's how much sweat you can get going in a bath. But I do recommend wiping it away. Remember, sweat is there to cool the body down. And we're here to be hot. So we don't want to cool down. Plus it might go back into the pores. I'm still undecided on how that works. Once the pores are open to let it out, can it go back in? Don't know. So give it a wipe. Make sure once you're in here, you want to stay hot. So don't let the body cool down with that. So guys, second bath, I'm already at weight. Somehow, by some chance, I managed to make weight on the first bath. I waited like 2 hours. I had some food, went to the shops, did some things, came back, and I'm 74.9 or something. So I'm already under what I need to be tomorrow morning. I'm going to have a bath so that I can have some dessert. It's not a boiling hot bath, just enough to get a bit of a sweat. Good for my back with the salts. I'm not pushing so hard that it's exhausting me. And my energy is quite fine. So sorry to disappoint, but this particular weight cut has been easy, which is crazy because I'm going from 77 to under 75 when normally I cut from 5-6 kilos heavier. Normally I'm 83 and I cut to under 80. So I thought this was going to be difficult. I didn't think there was going to be much water to drop. Okay, it is now Saturday, the night before the competition. It's about 6:30 and I've just filmed nothing today. I'm always like that with these type of videos. I have all these grand intentions to film things and share things, and man, I just didn't feel like filming when I was cutting weight and putting on weight and stuff like that. So I'll make this part explaining what I went through today, and maybe I'll find some footage to put over this part. But yeah, today's main goal was to make weight. I woke up at 74.5, I want to say, maybe even 75.4. I made weight easy, guys. I weighed in under 75, so I think my official weigh-in was 74.6, and then the rest of the day was spent, what did I have? I've had about 1.5 liters of orange juice. I'm pretty close to finishing both those bottles. I put 5 grams of creatine in each 1 liter bottle. I've had, what did I have? Some coffees. I had a banana. I had the Wolf Strength gym party. What did I have there? Some chicken, a chicken sandwich, some chocolate, half a donut, an energy drink, a full sugar Monster. Crap, I can't even remember what I had, guys. Just a plate full of stuff, a little bit of potato salad. Just tried like a bit of everything. I had a bit of ham, a bit of tuna, yeah, some chocolate. And then I've come home and had some like little chocolate nut bars and another coffee. I weigh about 77.2 right now. The plan is to get to 78 kilos before bed, so I wake up tomorrow about 77. That's my goal. The weight cut itself, I just can't believe how easy that was. I made weight after 1 bath. I was down to 75 kilos. The water just flew out of me. I ended up doing a second bath just to make the morning easier. So when I woke up this morning, I had to take a class at gym at 8 a.m. and weigh-in wasn't till 10 a.m. So I got up at 6:30, had a coffee, milk and sugar. Then on the way there, I had another coffee and sugar. And then that was it. Took the class 8 till 9, chatted with people 9 till 9:30. Walked over to the gym where I needed to weigh in, made weight easy, put my openers down as just some nice easy numbers. My back's feeling pretty good, but I thought I'd just put down some nice easy numbers. And yeah, tomorrow will be what it will be. I'm actually trying not to think about that too much. Feeling really good. Haven't had a nap today. Sometimes after weigh-in and eating your first meal, you feel quite lethargic, but I haven't had that today. Really strange. Just to be at a lighter body weight, cutting from 77 to 75, I thought it would be harder than when I cut from, say, 83 to 80, but that was not the case at all. I'm just getting my gear together now as far as what to wear. Things like remembering that you have to wear long socks on the deadlift, what shoes that I'm squatting in. Have to wear a shirt underneath my onesie, so which shirt am I going to wear? That reminds me, I've got to get my wrist wraps. I don't know where they are. Got to get my wrist wraps for bench. I think there actually will be a little bit of nerves tomorrow. When I walked into the gym to weigh in, it made me more nervous than I thought it was going to be. But basically, the reason I started dieting and the reason I signed up for this comp, that's been achieved already. I mean, I have some ideas on what weights I wanted to hit, but the main reason was I wanted to keep dieting. When I saw or had the idea for this comp, it was the start or mid-December, and I wasn't ready to give up my diet yet, but I knew that I didn't want to continue dieting through Christmas, but I hadn't gotten my physique or gotten out of the diet what I wanted to get out of it. So the decision was to do this, and I've done it. Lightest I've ever weighed, and yeah, I just don't feel like depleted and dead and tired. It's really been amazing. I'm a big advocate of this high carb, in particular high sugar diet. I'm going to keep experimenting. I'm going to keep learning more about it and start sharing it with people. I think this diet could be great for go-getters. This could be great for people who are in decent shape, maybe people that are really unwell, already obese or suffering symptoms. I think too much sugar, their body just can't process it. That's why they are the way they are. So too much sugar. They're still having sugar, but too much is too much. Whereas a rather healthy individual who's training lots, eating lots, hoping to work lots, hoping to be there for their family, hoping to be energized for their job, hoping to be creative, kind of go-getters. I don't know how else to describe it. Your go-getters of the world, this is for you. You can't, low carb, carnivore or low carb type stuff, nah. They're for sick people. They're for sick people to start getting better, and then once they're better, you've got to move on to this. That's my current idea behind it. We'll see if that changes over time. There's that video. I'm not going to film stuff for tonight. I don't even know what I'm having for dinner yet. I'll film some stuff tomorrow. I'll share this video, and yeah, whatever will be, will be. But we're feeling good. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Let's get it, sweetie. You got this. You got it. You know what to do.
Okay, we are back. It is the day after the comp for me. I'm going to share some footage now of all my lifts I didn't get any like backstage or B-roll footage or anything like that, which I wish I had, and I do regret it. But at the same time, I'm just not in the mood on comp days, or like when I'm cutting weight or getting ready for a comp. I'm just not in the mood to do these things and ask people to film me. Hey, can you film me weighing in? Can you film me getting into the bath? Can you film me putting chalk on my hands? I just can't be bothered. I'm just like, yeah, film what I can and do this recap video for sure. So I wish I had filmed a bit more yesterday because it ended up being quite the story. So there ended up being 3 of us in my weight class in the under 75 kilo category. I opened on a 160 kilo squat. Warm-ups felt fine and normal. I did try and forget about my back pain that I'd been suffering during the week. And honestly, if I hadn't have experienced what I'd experienced on Wednesday, the pain, then I would have stuck to my game plan, my original game plan of squatting 160, 170, 180. So I decided, you know what, this back is fine. I'm going to put what's happened in the back of my mind because it feels fine, and we'll just stick to the original plan. So I opened on 160, which I think felt fine. Went to 170. I think that felt fine. I was a bit worried about depth. Some of the videos that I filmed of myself in training, I thought my depth was a bit off. And then watching these videos, that's just ridiculous to think that I was ever worried about depth because they're low as. Went for a 180, which you'll see here, and I missed it. I fell over backwards, which I don't think's ever happened. If it has happened, I don't remember it happening. I noticed before I descended down into my squat that my feet were a little bit wider on that one, on that rep. But in training, I'd trialed some wider stance squats and never felt like the balance was an issue. One thing that I was thinking on that one was to go down with more confidence, to descend with more confidence, and to make sure that I pushed my back into the bar. So I think I've come forward onto my toes at the bottom, which means that on the way back, I'm rebounding onto my heels and pushing my back into the bar. So I've got that backwards momentum. I was actually really spewing because that felt amazing. It felt light on my back. It felt about the same as the 170. I was psyched up. You can see that I had the weight. I'd done the work. So that was really disappointing because, well, a couple of reasons. It was my original goal was to squat 180. It felt great. You know, it was kind of like I'd made a mistake. I don't like making mistakes. And it also meant that one of the other boys, his name was Michael as well, and he squatted 220. Amazing. 70 under 75. I think it said that he weighed 70 kilos, squatted 220. So just amazing. But me missing the 180 meant that I was behind by 50 kilos. So he outsquatted me by 50 kilos. That is amazing. I think if I'd got the 180, I think I would have been pretty confident that 5 kilos more was there, and therefore maybe a 190. Or maybe I would have been able to grind out a 190, I'm pretty sure. But still, he would have beat me by 30 kilos. But I was a bit spewing to miss the 180. At the same time, it took some pressure off because I was originally going there for fun, but as soon as you're against other people, as soon as I'm against people, it's like, okay, well, game on. It's a competition, so that's what we're here for. Let's do it. Once I was down by 50 kilos, it was like, man, let's just relax. I made weight. My back's okay, so I can still hit some great numbers. I booked Josh to do some photos. I've got a mustache. I'm looking lean. Let's just enjoy a day out. And I found myself chatting to the other guys a little bit more backstage and fist pumping and congratulating people. Like, the world just seems different when I'm not in when I'm in competitive mode. My eyes are literally like there's less peripheral vision. It's like a stress response. You're just focused. When you're stressed, your body focuses on the job at hand, whatever that is, the task at hand. And when I get competitive, that happens as well. And it's not fun to talk or hear about people's days or be interested in or stuff like that. And then once my body let go of the competition and I was able to like relax, and it felt nice. I opened on a 110 bench and missed it. Missed my opener. We're going with that reverse grip bench, which got some comments out of people. It stands out doing the reverse grip bench, so it's pretty damn embarrassing to be going this weird grip and then miss your opener. So wasn't happy with that. The reason I missed it was a little bit of a back spasm and back pain. That's part of it. But I was actually so tightly wound. I got into such a tight position more than normal, which changed the amount that I used my legs. I could feel my back cramp up a lot, and it wasn't ready for that. So the change that I made, I went for 110 again on my second, and the change was a little bit less tightness. I had my belt less tight, I had my belt looser, and just tried to have my legs a bit looser from the start. And then when I get the press command, to use the legs a fair bit. But yeah, I'm not tight the whole way. So that helped with that. And the 110 felt fine. Went up to 115, and the change that I made on the 115 that I realized I was making on the 110 attempts was because I was getting a handout that allows, I was setting up really close to the uprights. I was setting up as if I was unracking it myself, because I've been unracking for myself this whole time in training. This whole time is 5 weeks. So what I did was I moved forward a lot further from the uprights and relied more on the person giving me a handout to pass it to me. I was in no position at all to grab the bar, but that's what the spotter is for, or the person giving the handout is for. And that made me feel like I had a lot more room to press back and to press back towards my chin or back over my eyes. With the 110 attempts, I felt a bit cramped because the uprights are right here. I've hit here and I can't press back because I'm going to hit the uprights. So I gave myself more space, tightened the belt up tight like my first attempt, but did the same amount of tightness with my back and legs as the second attempt. So live and learn. I mean, that's why you compete. And that's, yeah, if I ever do another competition, I've learned a little bit about my bench press setup and what to get out of it. The 115 felt okay. Didn't feel like brutally heavy in the hands, but man, maybe I would have got 117. I'm not sure 120 was even there on the day. The most I did in training was 120, but different day, you know? So I actually won the bench press, which is unfathomable to me. I'm never been great at it. But yeah, I won that by 2.5 kilos. So that meant that I was in second place, maybe? No, I probably wasn't even still in second place. But I was behind first place by 47.5 kilos. So I had to win by 50 kilos. Warm-ups felt great. I warmed up to 200 and decided to open on 220 kilos. The 220 flew. It felt pretty fast, but I could hear the crowd being like, whoa. Or saying something like that. They were like, there was multiple people that were like, they said something. It took a few people by surprise how fast it was. Normally, I didn't watch videos of my lifts or anything like that. I really like to go by feel. And I just thought this time that must have looked easy. I must have a lot more in the tank. In my head, I was like, all right, 250, 255's there today. But I'm going to presume that 270 is there based on the crowd reaction. That's what I decided to think. So I went up to 240. I deliberated going to 250 for my second to really put pressure on the guy that was winning, Michael, that was winning, because that 220 caught me up a lot of points. And I ended up taking 240 for my second. I thought if I need 260 to win, then I'd want my second attempt to be 240 rather than 250. I've got this idea. I'm not sure if this is a shared thing in powerlifting or strongman, but I want my third deadlift to be as heavy as possible, which means if you add up the weights of my 3 deadlifts, I want it to be as low as possible. If I want to deadlift 300, I don't want to do 295 before it, and I don't want to do 290 before it. That lowers your chances of getting 300. You want to do like 240, 270, 300. Big jumps, save your energy, put pressure on to get that last one. So I stuck with 240 for my second. That felt really great. That flew up quite well. I think I remember on my grip, I felt something here on both sides of my hands that I hadn't felt before. So I just made to chalk up that a little bit more on my third attempt. And then I was about 12.5 kilos behind, and it really came down to Michael and his third attempts. So, you know, I was playing the game, I was looking at the screen, and he was standing there, and I can't remember what I said, but I was like, you know, what are you going for? I'm going to try beat it. I'm going to try and beat you by 50 kilos, whatever you put. I can't remember what I said, but I was kind of like, I remember fist pumping him and just saying, sorry, man, whatever you go for, I'm going to go for it. Whatever you do, I'm going to put 50 kilos more on. I don't know if I get it or not. So he ended up, he got 200 on his second, missed 205 on his third, Initially, it came up with 1 red, but then changed to 2 reds. So I think they might have called a hitching or a downward bar movement. I'm actually not sure. But regardless, his top weight was 200. I'd put in 255, but I was allowed to put it down to 250. So my third attempt was 250, pulling for the win, which is an absolute experience. My God. And this is just a local level, whatever comp. And I've done top level comps where going in strongman, we go into the last event, you have to hit a certain number of reps or you have to do something to win. And this just felt different because in powerlifting with all the rules, like I know I can lift that 250, but can I do it without moving my feet, without hitching, without bar movement? Like you can't make any mistakes. You have to be so precise. So you have to be like careful while being explosive and strong as heck. So extremely nervous walking up to the bar. Here it is anyway. This is 250 kilos pulling for the win.
Let's get it free.
He calls this something big happens.
Let's go, Sid. You got this, babe. Up, up, up.
Getting home.
Oh,
Getting
yeah.
home, ladies and gentlemen.
All I see in that video is relief at the end. I felt relief. Yeah, that's my story, guys. I got the win. We have a medal here, a GPC gold medal, first place in under 75s. I won by 2.5 kilos. I was exuberant. I was feeling exhilarated because of the story behind it, because of my back during the week, because of making weight, because I'd given up and then caught up. There was a lot of emotions throughout the day. So I was like, I was stoked. What was I about to say? I was extremely happy. I felt for Michael in this weird way. I was like, fuck that poor kid. Like, yeah, 24 years old, I think I saw, 70 kilos, squatting 220, smashing me, and then I catch up at the end of the day. So I did feel for him. I doubt he'll see this, but mate, you're going places. Don't stress. And yeah, that was my day. Today, I'm not too sore in the back. I feel about the same as I felt last week. What I learned was to never give up, which I already knew. But yeah, just a reminder. And I'm sharing this, man, if you're ever at a comp and you're down by 50 kilos, don't give up. And I've been through that before. I've caught up in comps and coached people who have caught up, but let this be another reminder not to give up. There could also be a lesson in letting go, a lesson in relaxing for me, because the comp did become more enjoyable and ended well for me when I was able to relax and have fun. I'm not sure I'm not going to be able to tap into that every competition I do, but knowing that feeling that I am able to and that it's enjoyable, that skill of being able to relax a little bit, that is within me. So maybe that's something I can turn on, like I can turn on the engines as far as trying harder and being serious. Maybe I can learn to turn it off as well. And there might be a time and place for both at competitions. Man, the main story, guys, is that I did something. I made weight for something, and I just did something. I'm not sure there's a lot to take out of this. It's just a local level comp. I had fun, met some great people. Thanks so much to Peninsula Barbell and everyone backstage and everyone that I met. If anyone ends up watching this, just thanks. Thanks to Bailey and Kenzie for coming along. My best mate growing up, Dale, was there. He trains there. He was spotting me and helping me out. Jackson and Matt. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching this. Hopefully I'm able to keep this to 30, 35 minutes. And I'm looking forward to making more of these comp recaps. I actually used to do them back in the day. And then when you stop getting views on things and you put this much effort into stuff and you don't get views and you don't make money off it like other people do, I think we just lose interest as humans. I know I do. It's just like, why am I doing this? But I want to let go of that mindset of looking at the views or thinking about doing it for money. The point is I like sharing my experiences. I like doing things. And I've been told that I have a good way to describe things. I've been told that I have an interesting mind. So I'm going to start sharing it with people. And maybe we all benefit, maybe we don't. Regardless, I've got a mustache and I'm looking mighty lean and I've got a gold medal. So God bless. See you guys.
Oh.